Hello, Rink Rats. We're back with some more Buffalo Sabres franchise mode in FHM 12. And in this one, we have the playoffs of year number 6 starting out against the Philadelphia Flyers, who are 45, 33, and 6. But before that, we have another incident with Krzysztof Misek, who this is his second major incident of the year. The team harmony is down to open hostility again. A lot of guys do not like him. Ryan Ufko, Maxim Buryazkin really does not like him at that 9 rating there. Lehkonen, Stenberg, Morrow, Pettersson, Dahlin, the captain, and then you have Nuchev as well. So we may have to reconsider Krzysztof Misek being on this team, because he is certainly causing some issues here, especially heading into these playoffs. So hopefully this does not affect us too much as we head into this series against Philadelphia. And let's get right to game number 1 here. So sim game, that will be a 3-2 win. All right, I'll take it. Shots are 42 apiece. 3 stars of the game are Ostlund, Thorpe, and Levi with a 952 save percentage. First period, you have Denver Barkey scoring first for Philadelphia to make it 1-0. Porter Martone scores on the power play in the second period to make it 2-0 Philly. But then it's Dorian Eklund-Asp with our first goal of the game from Pettersson and Lehkonen to make it 2-1, and then it's Ostlund in the third period from Evans and Benson to make it a tie game. Heading into overtime, we need to go to a second overtime where Ostlund scores again from Pettersson and Nuchev to make it a 3-2 victory. All right, here we go. Game number 2 will be a 3-1 Philly victory. Shots are 31-27 in favor of Philadelphia. 3 stars of the game are Zegras, Benson, and Barkey. First period, Zegras with the goal on the power play makes it 1-0. Second period, you have Barkey with the goal to make it 2-0. And then third period, Zach Benson with our lone goal of the game 20 seconds in from McLeod and Ufko makes it 2-1. But then Konechny makes it a 3-1 win for Philly. And we are now tied at 1 in the series. All right, here we go. Game number 3. That will be a 6-2 Buffalo victory. Let's go. Shots are 35-27 in favor of Buffalo. 3 stars of the game are Dahlin, Benson, and Thompson. First period, you have Jet Luchanko on the power play for Philly to make it 1-0. But then it's Benson with our first of the game from Aram Olsen and Dahlin. And then in the second period, you have 4 consecutive Buffalo goals. The first coming from Morrow, from Stenberg and Misek. Then you have McLeod from Hellenius and Thompson. Eklund-Asp from Benson and Stenberg, and then Ostlund from Aram Olsen and Dahlin. And then you have Jack Nesbitt with the goal for Philly to make it 5-2. But then in the third period, it's Tage Thompson with the goal, his first of the playoffs from Hellenius and McKenna to make it a 6-2 Buffalo victory. We're up 2-1 in the series. All right, here we go. Game number 4. We can take a 3-1 series lead here, and that will be a 2-1 Buffalo victory. Let's go. Shots are 33-21 in favor of Philly, but we take the 2-1 victory. As the 3 stars of the game are Benson, Lund, and McLeod. First period, no scoring. Second period, no scoring. Third period, Benson with the first goal of the game from Misek and Byram to make it 1-0. But then Zegras on the power play halfway through the period to make it 1-1. And we head into overtime where Noah Ostlund gets the goal once again from McLeod and Aram Olsen to make it a 3-1 series lead for your Buffalo Sabres. Oh boy. Unfortunately, however, we have 2 injuries on defense. Evans with an indefinite injury. He is done for the season. And then also Byram with a long-term injury, 2 to 3 weeks. So he might be back for late second round, possibly third round. So it's 2 very unfortunate injuries there. We're going to have to call up a defenseman. And I think that's going to be Del Mastro. Actually, what about Elfson? He's up to a 2-star talent now. Let's see what Elfson's about. And then I guess we'll also call up Del Mastro as a 7th defenseman there. All right, here we go. Elimination game number 5. We're going into it. Oh, we have a goal. And that went a little fast there. I couldn't see what was going on there. But Aram Olsen with the goal to start things out from Elfson and Ostlund. And we have a 1-0 lead in the game. And there's a goal for Philly. Tyson Forster with a goal. Makes it 1-1. And here's another one. That's going to be a goal for Buffalo. Tage Thompson with a goal from Hellenius and McKenna. Makes it 2-1. And we have another goal. That will be for Buffalo. Ivor Stenberg from Morrow and Buryazkin makes it 3-1. And is this going to be a goal for Philly? Yes, indeed. Jack Nesbitt with the goal makes it a 3-2 game. Heading into the locker room. Yes, indeed. So I'm actually going to slow down the view speed. I don't know why that's on very fast there. I'll set that to normal. And that is a scoreless second period. So we head into the third period up by 1. Still 3-2. Come on, boys. We have a goal. I think that's going to be for Philly, it looks like. Yep, that's going to be a goal for Philly. Not what you like to see. Jet Luchanko with a goal. Makes it 3-3 late in the third period. Oh, we have a goal. Come on, Buffalo. Come on, Buffalo. Come on, Buffalo. Yeah, nice one. All right, we lead 4-3 with 5:29 remaining in the third period as McKenna with his first of the playoffs from Faber and Darlene. Come on, guys. Come on. Nice. All right, we closed it out and we move on to round number 2. Very nicely done. Shots are 36-31 in favor of Philly. 3 stars of the game are McKenna, Forrester, and Thompson. And in the second round, we once again have the 51, 27, and 6 Detroit Red Wings. I think this might be the third year in a row that we faced Detroit in the second round. Last year, of course, they were the champions. So this should be an interesting series. We're going to see if we can get past the defending Stanley Cup champions in the Detroit Red Wings. So here we go. Game number 1 will be a 5-2 Buffalo victory. Let's go. Shots are 34-21 in favor of Buffalo. 3 stars game, Martin McLeod, Darlene, and Aram Olsen. First period, no scoring. Second period, Golyev starts things out for Detroit, makes it 1-0, but then it's Aram Olsen with the goal from McLeod and Darlene to make it 1-1. Third period, you have Nate Danielson with the goal for Detroit to make it 2-1, but then it's all Buffalo from there on out. And that's actually in the final 5 minutes of the period, we score 4 goals. As Stenberg with a goal from Nuchev and Brioskin makes it 2-2. Then you have Darlene from McLeod and Aram Olsen to make it 3-2. Aram Olsen from Ostlund and Darlene makes it 4-2. And then Ryan McLeod shorthanded and on the empty net from Benson and Ufko makes it a 5-2 victory. Let's go. And here we go. Game number 2. That will be a 2-1 Buffalo victory. Let's go. Shots are 52-46 for a low scoring game. That was an awful lot of shots. The goaltenders really stood on their heads in this one. Oh, okay, I see. It went to 2 overtime, so I guess that makes sense. 3 stars of the game are Thompson with a 957 save percentage, Cedar, and then Levi with a 981 save percentage. Yeah, makes sense that the goalies were 2 of the 3 stars in this one. First period, you have Tage Thompson scoring unassisted, makes it 1-0. Second period, Moritz Cedar scores for Detroit to make it 1-1. Third period, no scoring. First overtime, no scoring. Second overtime, Rasmus Dahlin with the short-handed marker from Ufko and Pedersen makes it a 2-1 victory and a 2-0 lead in the series. Let's go. So we have a nice 2-0 cushion now. Let's not blow it here in this game number 3. Let's make it a 3-0 series lead. Sim game, that will be a 4-1 Detroit victory this time. Shots are 27-24 in favor of Detroit. 3 stars of the game are Chinikov, Barron, and Marner. First period, you have Larkin, Mazur, and Kachuk scoring. Brady Kachuk now on the Red Wings makes it 3-0 heading in the second period, where it's Chinikov to make it 4-0. And then in the third period, you have Ivor Stenberg with our lone goal of the game from Del Mastro and Nuchev, and that'll be a 2-1 series. And now Ryan Ufko is injured as well. How long is he out for? Oh boy. As 1 to 2 months, he's, I would imagine, probably done for the playoffs. That is unfortunate. Yep. So we're going to have to call up yet another defenseman. And I don't think we have a defenseman to call up, unfortunately. So we're going to have to hope we don't get any more injuries to the defensive core, as we have exactly 6 defensemen. So hopefully these guys can get it done. All right, here we go. Game number 4 against Detroit will be a 3-1 Detroit victory, and they're back in this series. We are tied at 2. Shots are 35-30 in favor of Detroit. 3 stars of the game are Genborg, Ostlund, and Larkin. First period, Larkin with the goal makes it 1-0. Second period, Ostlund with the goal makes it 1-1 from Del Mastro and Aram Olsen. But then it's Larkin and Genborg to make it a 3-1 Detroit victory. All right, pivotal game number 5 against Detroit. Come on, Buffalo. That'll be a 7-2 Buffalo victory. Let's go. Shots are 32-17 in favor of Buffalo. 3 stars of the game are Ostlund, Hellenius, and McKenna. First period, you have Radim Murtka with the goal, his first playoff goal, I believe, from McKenna and Hellenius to make it 1-0. And then it's Aram Olsen from Dahlin and Elofsson to make it 2-0. Second period, you have Ostlund with a goal from Misek and Benson. McLeod with a goal from Hellenius and Thompson, and then McLeod with another one from Ostlund and Morrow to make it 5-0. You have Matthew Savoie to make it 5-1, but then it's Ostlund again from Morrow and Hellenius to make it 6-1. Third period, Kirill Kudraytsev makes it 6-2 for Detroit, but then it's Gavin McKenna from Aram Olsen and Elofsson to make it a 7-2 final score in favor of Buffalo Sabres. And we have 2 opportunities to end it here and go off to the third round. All right, here we go. Elimination game number 6 going into it. Come on, Buffalo. Here's the first goal of the game. Looks like it's going to be Buffalo. Please, Buffalo? Yes, indeed. Let's go. It's on the power play as well, as a goal by Nuchev from Elofsson and Ostlund makes it 1-0. And that'll be it for one. We're up 1-0 heading in the second period. Oh, maybe another one for Buffalo. Another one for Buffalo. Yes, let's go. It's now 2-0. The goal by Pettersson. I believe that is his first playoff goal from McKenna and Ellefson. Makes it 2-0. And we have another one here. It looks like it's going to be Buffalo. 71, come on. Yes, let's go. It's now 3-0 as Ryan McLeod with a goal from Morrow and Benson. And here's another one. It looks like it's going to be once again for your Buffalo Sabres. Please. Please. Yeah, nice. Let's go. Goal by Hellenius from McKenna and Thompson. Makes it 4-0. And that'll be it for the second period. We're up by 4 heading into the third period. Come on, boys. That's a goal for Detroit. All right, so they got one. You had to expect that out of Detroit, but let's not let them get back into it here. Don't let them get another one here. As Carter Mazur with the goal makes it 4-1. We have a goal, and it looks like it's going to be Buffalo. Please? Come on. 71 with the goal. Yes, nice. I believe that is McLeod with the goal to make it 5-1. Yes, indeed. Ryan McLeod with the goal from Aram Olsen and Merca, his second of the game. It's a nice touch now. I think that's the first time I'm seeing that. And will that be it? No, we have another one. It looks like it's going to be for Detroit. Yes, indeed. So it's going to be a 5-2 game now with 6 minutes remaining in the third. As a goal by Chinikov from Danielson and Cedar. Come on, guys. Finish it off. There you go. We win 5-2. Defeating the defending Stanley Cup champions. Shots are 38-33 in favor of Buffalo. 3 stars a game are McKenna, McLeod, and Ellefson. All right, good news. Byram is back, so we're definitely going to have to get him back in there, as he is in there with Merca now. So good to have him back for the third round. And it looks like we'll be facing the 43-36-5 Tampa Bay Lightning in the third round. Game number 1, sim game. That will be a 6-3 Buffalo victory. Let's go. Shots are 26-21 in favor of Buffalo. 3 stars a game are Faber with a 3-assist night. McLeod and Dahlin. First period, you have Samoskevich with the goal to make it 1-0 Tampa, but then it's Hellenius with the goal from Pettersson and Eklund Asp to make it 1-1, and then it's Aram Olsen from Ostlund and Faber to make it 2-1. Heading to the second period where it's Shagabe for Tampa to make it 2-2, but then it's Hellenius from Faber, Dahlin from McLeod and Ostlund, and then McLeod from Faber and Dahlin to make it 5-2. Heading to the third period where it's Hagel with the goal to make it 5-3, but then it's Beryaskin with the unassisted goal to make it 6-3, and we lead 1-0 in the series. All right, here we go. Game number 2. That will be a 3-2 Buffalo victory. Shots of 35-27 in favor of Buffalo. 3 stars of the game are Thompson, Hagel, and McKenna. First period, Thompson gets the goal from McKenna and Hellenius to make it 1-0. Second period, you have back-to-back Tampa goals with a goal by Samoskevich and Hagel to make it 2-1. But then it's Thompson with the second of the game from Dahlin and McKenna to make it 2-2. And then it's Misek with his first of the playoffs from McLeod and Ostlund to make it 3-2 heading in the third period where there is no scoring. So we have a 2-0 lead in the series, and Ostlund is now injured. That is unfortunate. It looks like it's a major injury. He's done for 2 to 3 weeks. That may be leading into the Stanley Cup Finals. So that is an unfortunate injury to one of our better players there. And we'll have to hope we can make do without him. All right, here we go. Game number 3 against Tampa. That will be a 5-4 Tampa victory. As the shots are 57-48, we went to a second overtime, it looks like. 3 stars of the game are Kapanen, Pettersson, and Protas. First period, Pettersson with the goal from McLeod to make it 1-0, but then it's Geeky with the goal to make it 1-1. Heading in the second period where it's Pelletier and Kapanen to make it 3-1. But then it's Thompson from Byram and Hellenius, and then Ellefson with his first of the playoffs from Beryaskin and Aram Olsen to make it 3-3. Heading in the third period where it's Pettersson from Beryaskin and Nuchev, and then it's Sam O'Reilly with the goal to make it 4-4 heading into overtime, where it is Samoskevich with the goal in the second overtime to make it a Tampa victory. And now Gavin McKenna is injured in that game. That is just great. How long is he out for? 1 to 2 weeks. Unfortunate. So we're without 4 players right now, 2 of them being very key forwards for us. So we're going to have to hope we can get by here, as that is not what you like to see coming off a loss like that heading into game number 4 here. So let's hope that we can get something going here and make it a 3-1 series. That is going to be a 6-1 victory for your Buffalo Sabres. That is what you like to see. Shots are 33-32 in favor of Buffalo. 3 stars of the game are Benson with a hat trick, Levi with a .969 save percentage, and Morrow as the third star of the game. First period, you have Benson with the goal from Lehkonen and Merca to make it 1-0, but then it's Jan Zak with the goal to make it 1-1. But then it's Benson again from McLeod and Morrow to make it 2-1. Heading in the second period where it's Buryaskin from Pettersson and Murka to make it 3-1. Benson with the hat trick from McLeod and Hellenius to make it 4-1. And then it's Aram Olsen with 2 seconds left in the period from Benson and Morrow to make it 5-1. Heading in the third period where it's Stenberg with the final goal of the game from Byram and Buryaskin to make it a 6-1 victory, and we're up 3-1 the series. All right, here we go. Elimination game number 5. We're going into it. Come on, Buffalo, get up to a good start. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. It looks like this could be a goal for Tampa. Yes, indeed. Not a good start there, but it's only 1 goal. We can come back for this. The goal by Braden Point, and that is a scoreless first period for your Buffalo Sabres. So let's get something going here in the second. Oh boy, I don't like the look of this. I do not like the look of this. No, I do not. As that is a goal by Tampa once again to make it 2-0. Goal by Geeky early in the second period. And do we have another one here? Yep, this is looking like another Tampa goal. Yep, that is another Tampa goal to make it 3-0. The goal for Hagel from Lavoie and Gauthier. And do we have another one here? Right off the face-off? Is this going to be for Buffalo? Is this going to be for Buffalo? Yes, indeed. It looks like a wraparound for number 9 as Buryaskin with the goal from Aram Olsen and Elofsson. So we're back in it. We got to make it interesting now. Get another one. Come on, Buffalo. Oh, boy. I don't like the look of this. I do not like the look of this. Come on, Buffalo. Oh, boy. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We have a face-off? No. They get the goal anyway. Tampa makes it 4-1 as Geeky with the goal from Murphy and Protas. Come on, guys. Get something going here into the third period. We gonna have this one? Yes. Wait. Oh, I thought I thought that was a goal for a second. It looks like that might have hit the post, but then it was put in by I did not see who put it in there. It was Misek, number 45, from Morrow and Dahlin to make it 4-2 with 10 seconds remaining in the second period. So we have life going into the third period, but we're gonna need a big performance here in the third to come back. Come on, guys. Oh boy. All right. Oh no, I don't like this. I don't like this. I really don't like this. That is a Tampa goal off a breakaway, and that'll be a 5-2 lead for Tampa off a goal by Brandon Hagel with 5 minutes remaining. And we are indeed headed to 7. Shots of 37-28 in favor of Buffalo. 3 stars of the game are Murphy, Geeky, and Gauthier. Oh no, right. That was game number 5. I thought that was game number 6 for a second. So we're headed to game number 6. We still have 2 opportunities left, but definitely do not play with fire here. Do not bring it to 7. Let's win this game right here. Come on, Buffalo. All right. Getting off to a good start, maybe? Getting off to a good start? Yep, that's going to be a goal for your Buffalo Sabres right off the bat. Less than a minute in on the first shot of the game for Tage Thompson from Ryan McLeod. And we have a 1-0 lead early. And that'll be it for the first period. We take a 1-0 lead in the second period. And that'll be a scoreless second period as we take a 1-0 lead heading into the third. We have a goal. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Will it be our Buffalo Sabres? Yes, it will be our Buffalo Sabres, and we have a 2-0 lead now, early in the third period. That'll be a goal for Brock Faber, his first of the playoffs, from Stenberg and Nuchev. And we have another goal here. It looks like it might be Tampa, as yes, indeed, it will be Tampa. So, and that's shorthanded as well, so very unfortunate. The goal by Daniil Boo. Get me the next one, Buffalo. Come on. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Don't like it. We're now tied at 2 halfway through the third period. It's going to be a goal by Roman Schmidt. Oh, boy. Who's going to be? Will it be our Buffalo Sabres late in the third period? Yes, it will. Let's go. All right. We have the lead with 2:29 remaining in the third period. Tage Thompson with the goal from Aram Olsen and Elofsson. That's his second of the game. Hold the lead. Nice. Let's go. We are going to the Stanley Cup Finals. Shots of 37-31 in favor of Tampa. 3 stars of the game are Thompson, Schmidt, and Nuchev. And in the Stanley Cup Finals of year number 6, we will be facing the 56-21-7 Winnipeg Jets. So here we go. Game number 1 against Winnipeg will be a 6-3 Buffalo victory. Let's go. Shots are 52-29 in favor of Buffalo. 3 stars of the game are Nuchev, Dahlin, and Misek. We dominated this game. First period, Faber with the goal from Nuchev, and Lehkonen makes it 1-0. And then it's Lehkonen with his first of the playoffs from Stenberg and Del Mastro to make it 2-0. Heading in the second period where it's Scheifele unassisted, and then Elias Salamanson to make it 2-2. But then late in the period, it's Nuchev from Eklund Asp and Stenberg, and then Eklund Asp from Misik and Dahlin to make it 4-2, heading into the third period, where it's Braden Yeager with the goal to make it 4-3, but then it's Beryaskin from Aram Olsen and Del Mastro, and then Pettersson from Dahlin and Misik to make it a 6-3 victory. We're up 1-0 in the series. That's a good start, but don't rest here. Do not rest until we have that Stanley Cup. Come on, boys. Game number 2. That'll be a 3-2 Buffalo victory. Let's go. Shots are 50-22, so we are not only outscoring them, but outshooting them as well. And in this case, by more than double. Right, so that was a great game number 2. Let's try to replicate that for the next 2 games, right? 3 stars of the game are Morrow, Coyley, and McLeod. First period, you have Zetterlund with the goal to make it 1-0 Winnipeg. Second period, you have Solomonson with the goal on the power play to make it 2-0, heading into the third period, where it's all Buffalo, as Pettersson with a shorthanded marker from Stenberg and Morrow makes it 2-1. Dorian Eklund Asp from McLeod and Morrow makes it 2-2, and then Misik from McLeod and Morrow makes it the 3-2 Buffalo victory. And we have a 2-0 lead in the series. And now Gavin McKenna is back from his injury. That is good news. Very good news for your Buffalo Sabres. All right, here we go. Game number 3 will be a 6-3 Buffalo victory. That is what you'd like to see. We are up 3-0 in the series. Shots are 46-35 in favor of Winnipeg. So Winnipeg outshoots us this time. 3 stars of the game are Nuchev, Thompson, and Aram Olsen. First period, you have Aram Olsen unassisted on the power play to make it 1-0, and that's Thompson from Aram Olsen and McKenna to make it 2-0. Then you have Barrett Hayton with the goal for Winnipeg to make it 2-1 heading to the second period, where it's Cousins with the goal to make it 2-2. But then it's Byram from Mertka and Thompson to make it 3-2, heading into the third, where it's Nuchev from Stenberg and Lehkonen. Then Will Coyley gets the goal for Winnipeg to make it 4-3. But then it's Misik unassisted, and then Nuchev into the empty net from Benson and Byram to make it a 6-3 victory and a 3-0 lead in the series. Game number 4. The Stanley Cup is in the building. Let's win it on home ice. Come on, Buffalo. Get the first of the game here. Get the first of the game. Oh, come on. That was a good shot, it looked like. And then number 17 with the goal. The first of the game, halfway through the first period. And that's Helge Pettersson from Eklund Asp and Mertka to put us up 1-0. Oh, we have another one. We have another one. 9-72. Come on. Someone get the goal. Yes, let's go, Buffalo. Let's go. That is a 2-0 lead for your Buffalo Sabres. That's Bowen Byram with the goal from Beryaskin and Thompson. And that's halfway through the first period. Don't give Winnipeg anything. Come on. Don't give Winnipeg anything. Get it off the draw. Get it off the draw. Come on. Yep, it's back in. Face off. Number 20. Let's go. Number 68. I believe that's Stenberg with the goal right there with 2 seconds left in the first period. Yep, Stenberg unassisted makes it 3-0 heading into the locker room. And just hold this lead. Come on, Buffalo. Just hold this lead. That's all we have to do. Oh, going the other way. 10 with the shot. And the rebound goal. Let's go. Hellenius with the goal from McKenna and Eklund Asp makes it 4-0. Winnipeg so far only has 5 shots on the game. Let's keep it that way. Get another one. Get another one. Oh, that went wide. 9. Back to the point. Come on. Let's go. 5-0. For your Buffalo Sabres halfway through the second period. Rasmus Dahlin from Benson and Faber. And we have this one all but wrapped up. It looks like as we have another one here in the halfway through the second period. As this is looking like it's going to be a routing here, as another goal for your Buffalo Sabres makes it 6-0. And that is the goal for Thompson, his 10th of the playoffs from Beryaskin and Dahlin. And we have another goal here. Man, this might be a routing. This might be a really bad routing here, as it looks like it's going to be yet another Buffalo goal. Yes, indeed. It is now 7-0 as Helge Pettersson with his second of the game from Eklund Asp and Misik. And how far are we going to take this here? Heading into the third period, up by 7. Is that going to be it? No, we have another one. We have another goal. It looks like it's also going to be for your Buffalo Sabres, as number 68, that is Stenberg with the goal halfway through the third period to make it an 8-0 lead in Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Stenberg with his second of the game from Nuchev and Lehkonen. And that is not all she wrote, as it looks like we have another one here. As yes, indeed, Tage Thompson with the goal makes it 9-0 in the Stanley Cup Finals. Wow. Yep, Thompson with his second of the game from Byram and Mertka. And this is just a routing of a game. And it looks like we may have another one here. Is this going to be a 10-0 goal? It is a 10-0 goal for your Buffalo Sabres with 2:19 remaining in the third. Unbelievable. Tage Thompson with the hat trick from McKenna and Nuchev. That will just about wrap things up, and we have the Stanley Cup once again in this franchise mode. Let's go. That was a dominating performance in game number 4 of the Stanley Cup final. That was incredible. What a way to wrap up this playoffs with an utterly dominating performance against the Winnipeg Jets. Not only taking care of them in a sweep, but beating them 10-0 in the final game of the playoffs. Shots were 41-18 in favor of Buffalo Sabres. 3 stars of the game are Thompson, Dahlin, and Mertka. There you go. Your Buffalo Sabres are once again Stanley Cup champions. This is our second Stanley Cup in the franchise mode. We last won in 2028. And the Stanley Cup winning goal scored, of course, by Helge Pettersson, who got things started in that game. We went through Philly, Detroit, Tampa, and Winnipeg. There you go, Buffalo. Second Stanley Cup in, what is it now, 4 years? Yep, that is our second Stanley Cup in 4 years. Not bad at all. Yeah, job well done, boys. Job well done. This was a very good run, despite the fact that we didn't really have anyone who was, dominating the score sheet during the regular season. We seemingly carried that over to the playoffs, as it seems like there wasn't really anyone who was doing that either during these playoffs, as you have McLeod and Aram Olsen leading the way with 19 points each. Then you have Thompson with 17, 12 goals. You have Dahlin with 16 points. So just an all-around effort for this team that acted like a team. And it was just a beautiful thing to witness. Ostlund and Benson with 14 points, 13 points for Stenberg and Elenius, 12 points for Pettersson, Nuchev, and McKenna in 16 games played. Then you have Buryaskin and Morrow with 11, Misek with 10. So despite the issues that Misek had caused throughout the locker room, we still managed to get it done. Then you have Ekland with 9, Byram, Faber, and Mertka with 7, Lehkonen with 6, Del Mastro with 4, Ufko with 3, and Evans with 1 in 4 games. And then in goal, you have the man, Devin Levi, who finally has a good save percentage during the playoffs, a .923 save percentage and 1 shutout in 21 games played, and of course 16 wins. As we compare that to his previous playoff performances, like I said, really not the best playoff performer in seasons past, but certainly not this year. He absolutely crushed it this year in these playoffs. And obviously during our first Stanley Cup run a few years ago, he split the net with Lehkonen. So, that was a really combined effort between Levi and Lehkonen. But in these playoffs, he really dominated and showed that he can be a true number 1 here in this league. And that's to be expected at a 5-star ability. But, it's good to see. It's good to see that we have a 5-star ability goaltender who actually simulates like a 5-star ability, right? So, yeah, just a really good all-around performance for this team all season long, not just the regular season, but playoffs as well. A very well-oiled machine that actually acted like a team. I honestly, I don't think that could have gone any better. I really don't think that could have gone any better. That was a very good performance for your Buffalo Sabres this year all around. Just a very good team. And now it's time for the awards. For the Ted Lindsay and Art Ross, it is Jack Hughes, still in the New Jersey Devils, 30 years of age, 109 points, 59 goals. For the Maurice Richard, it's Kyle Connor of Winnipeg, 34 years of age, 59 goals and 105 points. I believe that's tied with Jack Hughes in terms of goals. And yeah, for the Lady Bing, William Eklund of Anaheim now, 47 goals, 100 points on the season for him. And for the Bill Masterton, it is Jonathan Huberdeau of Calgary, 38 years of age, still in the league, with 15 goals and 36 points. Then for the Marc Messier Leadership Award, it is Alexander Zarovsky of Montreal, and he is not even an alternate captain, so that this award is very perplexing as to its conditions. But he had 21 goals and 37 points on the season. And then you have Logan Thompson getting the Jennings for Detroit with a .912 save percentage and 2 shutouts on the season in 45 games played. And for the Hart between McDavid, Boldy, and Hughes, it is Jack Hughes with 109 points on the season. And for the Conn Smythe, it will be Rasmus Dahlin of your Buffalo Sabres with 16 points in 21 games played. Honestly, it really could have gone to anybody. Like I said, this was a very well-rounded effort. During these playoffs, you have McLeod, Aram Olsen, Thompson, Dahlin, and then of course in goal Levi, all acceptable options for the Conn Smythe, but it did go to Dahlin. And then for the Calder between Frollo, Cariotti, and Pelosi, it is Franz Cariotti of Vancouver with 85 points in 83 games played. For the Norris between Jackson Lacombe, Pavel Mintukov, and Josh Morrissey, it is Jackson Lacombe of Anaheim with 70 points. For the Selke between Carter Major, Matthew Nyes, and Michael Branzeg Nygaard, it is Carter Major of Detroit with 66 points. For the Vezina between Stuart Skinner, Artur Silovs, and Jake Oettinger, it is Artur Silovs of Pittsburgh with a .916 save percentage and 5 shutouts in 63 games played. And for the GM of the year between Tom Fitzgerald, Kyle Dubas, and Dave Hunter, it is Kyle Dubas of Pittsburgh with 57 wins. And for the Jack Adams between DJ Smith, Dan Muse, and Chris Higgins, it is Dan Muse of Pittsburgh. All right, so we're on June 23rd. We have a couple of players to re-sign, Nuchev and Lehkonen. I mean, I would like to keep as much of this team together as possible. What's our cap obligations looking like? I don't know if we're going to have enough because we're already, as of next year, going down to 8.3. We're currently at 19.2, and that's with the offseason buffer, right? So, I mean, it says we're currently at 85.8, but again, that's going to go up with, especially with the extensions to Stenberg and Aram Olsen. I think I'm going to want to re-sign Nuchev because he was good, not only during the regular season, but during the playoffs. A nice middle six guy. So I definitely want to re-sign Nuchev. He's asking for 4.1 for 3 years, and I got him down to 3.91 for 3 years. Definitely doing that for him. As for Lehkonen, if he wants 1 year, I'll do it. Okay, so he does want 1 year, but he wants 6.3. It doesn't seem like we're going to have enough cap space for him, unfortunately. And let's also take a look at the upcoming prospect deadlines. So you have quite a few prospects expiring this year. Yeah, so I'll sign Essler, Arkan Vandale, and Alyakovich for sure, because they all have the potential. And I guess I'll sign Vakurka as well, but I'm not really interested in anybody else here as far as players who are expiring. And then as far as current abilities go, you have David Skarepa, still at a 2-star ability. I think he was there last year as well. 18 puck handling, 17 shooting accuracy. He doesn't look too bad, but I just don't think he would have anywhere to fit in on our roster. Same goes for Ogren and Onofrievich. Yeah, so I think we'll leave those guys where they are for right now. Because, I mean, we might have to release Lehkonen, but even with releasing Lehkonen, I'm still not sure where they would fit in. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have enough cap space for Lehkonen heading into next season. We might have to move on from somebody, honestly. We might have to trade one of these guys. Yeah, there's no way we're going to be able to afford Lehkonen. So I'm sorry, Lehkonen, but we're going to have to release you. I think I'll sign Griva as some depth, though. He's only asked for 1.2 for 2 years because we very well might need it. Actually, no, I think I'm going to hold off on that, too. I'll probably come back to Griva later because we're probably going to need some depth, right? But I'm anticipating that we're going to have to move some cap here when we get to July 1st because it's not looking good for this cap situation. We may very well be at like 100 million based off what I'm seeing because we're currently at 85.8. And if this screen is correct here in saying that we're gaining an additional 15 million in salary cap, yeah, I think we're going to end up around 100 million. And obviously the cap ceiling during the regular season is, I believe, 95.5, right? Yeah, I think we're going to have to end up trading somebody just to get under the cap, which is unfortunate. So I think with that being done, we are going to advance to July 1st. And here's our 2030-31 season summary. We, of course, did not get manager of the year, but we got every other positive category. No negative categories, of course. Longevity bonus of 5, bringing our total season score to 51 and total career score so far of 177. 10 available points. I'll max out discipline and player management, and I'll start working on some of the head coach ratings here. I will get tactics up to 10, and then player motivation also up to 10. And now Spencer Carberry's contract is up for renewal. He obviously, this is his second Stanley Cup with us in 4 seasons. He's been here for 5 seasons. I think he deserves yet another extension here for yet another 3 seasons. Oh, okay. Lehkonen retired anyway. So I guess it wouldn't have mattered. So there you go. Lehkonen retires after a solid career. Dermot Johnston? Okay, there we go. I don't know what that was about. But nonetheless, he goes out a Stanley Cup champion, so I would say that is a good way to wrap up your career. And of course, he also was a Stanley Cup champion with us during the 2027-28 season. And then he also won the Cup with Colorado in the 2021-22 season. So a 3-time Stanley Cup champion. Not bad. And now let's see where we're at in terms of our roster. And it looks like we are cap compliant. We have 89.2 million there, so that's good to see. Goalies, you have Levi and Leanders as always. On defense, you have Dahlin, Byram, Morrow, Faber, Ufko, Mertka, Ellefson, Del Mastro, and Arkan Van Dale. We're set there. Can't imagine Arkan Van Dale or Del Mastro is going to be part of our regular roster, but these 7 right here, from Dahlin to Ellefson, looks like it is good. And then at forward, you have McKenna, Thompson, McLeod, Oslin, Benson, Stenberg. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 is Misek. We got to figure out what we want to do with Misek, since he does tend to cause some trouble in the locker room. But then again, we did win last season, so, definitely an interesting situation. But in terms of needing to fill out roster spots, I think we are set. Like, we don't really need to do anything in free agency. I would like if we could possibly get someone nearly as good defensively as Lehkonen to replace him as some depth. But really, that's basically it. I can't really think of too many other things that we would need to do in this offseason, at least as far as free agent signings or trades, right? I think we just go for it again. I think we just go for the Stanley Cup once again with this roster, because it is a pretty good team. So I think with that being said, we'll wrap things up here, but not before I thank the channel members. Thank you guys so much for your support, and I'll see you guys in the next one when we celebrate our 2nd Stanley Cup championship in 4 seasons.